For number 1, what information is it that I'm missing? What information is it that I need? Vanessa? Yeah, I do not know how many balls are on the playground. So we're going to take, you can use B, you can use P, it's up to you. So I'm going to use B, and I'm going to say this stands for the balls that are on the playground. Okay. And what operation is happening here? What operation is going on, Parker? Addition. It says more than, so we are going to be adding. Since it says the word than, what does that mean we need to do? We're going to have to flip it around. So this 1 is going to go to the end, and my variable is going to go to the beginning. Okay? Questions about number 1? Okay. Number 2, 3 more cookies than are in the jar. What information is it that I need to know here? Peyton? How many cookies are in the jar? So I'm going to say C is for cookies in the jar. If you used a J, that's absolutely fine. Okay. What operation is happening here? What operation, Kathy? Addition. So it says 3 more cookies than are in the jar. So again, we have more than. So we're going to be adding. Since it says than, what's going to happen to the 3? It goes to the back. And then my variable is going to go to the front. Okay. Okay. Number 3. Jackie, grab your stuff. 3 says 12 fewer questions than were on the first test. So what information do I need to know here? Nathan? Yeah, I need to know how many questions were on the first test. So you can use Q for questions on the first test. All right. If you use T, that's fine. Just make sure you did like a cursive T, or you could use F for first test. Okay. What operation is happening here? What operation are we doing here? Peyton?
Subtraction.
Subtraction. It says fewer than this time. So we are doing subtraction. It says than. So where's that 12 going? To the back. And my variable goes at the front. Okay, so mine says Q minus 12. Yours might say T or F minus 12. Right. Number 4. $8 more. $8 more than the shirt costs. What information do I need to know here, Tate? I need to know how much the shirt costs. So you might use C, you might use S. I'm going to use C for the cost of the shirt. Okay. What operation is happening here on number 4? What operation? Addison? Addition. It says more than, so we're adding. Since it says than, what's going to happen to this 8 at the beginning? It's going to go to the end. And then my shirt cost at the end is going to go to the beginning. So they're switching places. Okay. All right, number 5. 3 times as many drinks on the tray. 3 times as many drinks on the tray. What operation is happening here? What do we need to know? Okay.
How many drinks are on the tray?
I need to know how many drinks are on the tray. So I'm going to use D for drinks on the tray. If you use T, make sure that it is a cursive T. Okay. What operation is happening here, Neely? We're multiplying. And Neely, how would I write 3 times those drinks?
3D.
We would just put 3D right next to each other. You do not need parentheses if there's a letter involved. Okay. Number 6, $5 less than Yumi's pay. What do I need to know here, Peyton Martin?
Yumi's pay.
Yumi's pay. I need to know how much they're making. All right, if I use a Y, we need to make sure it is lowercase. If you use a P, that's fine. So I'm going to say Y for Yumi's pay. All right, what operation is happening here? What operation, Lily? Subtraction. It says less than. Since it says than, where's that 5 going? To the end, and then Yumi's pay will be at the beginning. Okay. All right, number 7. I'm sure a lot of y'all are really glad we made it down to number 7. Okay, number 7 is, I'm just going to go and say, I just think it's a terrible problem. It says the English class has half as many students as a math class. So guys, the English class has this. Is the English class something I'm doing math with? No, the English class has this information. This is where your math is. This is just extra. It's telling you, hey, that's what's happening in the English class. That's not where the math is. Does that make sense? Why I was able to take that off? The English class has this. The math is what I need half of. The math is where the math is going. Okay, so what is it that I need to know here? What do I need to know? Peyton.
How many kids are in math class?
How many kids are in the math class? So I'm going to put M, and I'm going to say students in math class. Okay, half of the students in the math class. Guys, what am I doing if I'm finding half of something? What am I doing, Vanessa?
Dividing.
I'm dividing it by what? 2. If I'm finding half, guys, I'm splitting it into 2 things. Do y'all agree with that? So a lot of people today, they've seen half, and they're like, I don't know what to do. Half of something is just splitting it into 2. So I'm going to take my math students, and I'm going to divide it by 2. What's another way of writing that? As a fraction. M over 2. Okay? Either one of those would work. All right, let's look at number 8. 1/3 of Emily's age. What do I need to know here? Addison.
Emily's age.
I need to know Emily's age. All right, so I'm going to do an A for Emily's age. 1/3 of. What operation am I doing? What operation am I doing here? Peyton Martin?
Subtraction.
Nope. Parker? Multiplication. So guys, remember that little bitty word of? When we were doing those fractions, when was it? What was it that we were talking about of? Someone help me remember.
Fractions.
When we were doing our fractions and decimals and changing them and doing all that, that fraction, the word of, means to multiply. So how would I write that down, Parker? Vanessa? Close. Or?
1/3
So 1/3 E or 1/3 A. So 1/3 of means to multiply. So remember, multiplication, you just put them right next to each other. Right next to each other. Alright? And so I know we worry about our order a lot, and here this is actually in the right order for the problem. Whenever you're multiplying, guys, your letter is always going to come second. Alright? So if you think about like a playlist of like song titles, the song titles that have numbers are always at the very top, and then it starts doing them alphabetically. Your number will come first, and then you put your alphabet. Okay? Alright, 10 times the minutes spent exercising. What do I need to know here, Peyton Martin?
How long you spent exercising?
Yeah, I need to know M for the minutes exercised. 10 times the minutes exercised. So how would I write that, Peyton Waldrop? 10M. Just put them right. E would be fine as well. 10E if you used E. All right, number 10. Spencer bought 3 books of stamps and mailed a package. It costs $4.50 to mail the package. Define a variable and write an expression to represent the total amount he spent at the post office. All right, remember, this is where my directions start. The total amount he spent, that's what my problem's telling me. Do I need that to write the problem? No, this is what your problem is going to tell you. That represent part you can take off. Okay? So what is it? What is it that I need to know? What do I need to know here? Lily?
The total amount of money you spent.
That's what we're going to find out. That's what my problem is going to tell me. But what information am I missing to be able to find out how much he spent? Lex?
The money you spent on the books.
The books of stamps. So he's telling me he bought 3 of these. And it tells me he mailed the package. It tells me how much to mail the package. Does it tell me how much the stamps cost? No. All right, so I can put B for book of stamps. Remember, that letter can only represent one thing. I didn't put 3 books of stamps. Don't notice that? It's one letter, so it can only represent one thing. So what would I do if I'm buying 3 of them? How would I write that mathematically? I would multiply. So I would just do 3 times my book of stamps, so 3B, and then we're also mailing a package, so what am I going to do with that amount? Ideas?
Add it.
Add it. We're going to do plus my 450. We're just going to add that in there. Okay? Awesome.